Welcome to Productive Joy with Dr. Christy, where fun meets action.
Hi, friends. Welcome to Productive Joy. So, I kind of live in a couple different worlds, and the couple different worlds include an educational organization where we help educators get better at what they do so that students have options. Then I run my company, AIM, which is an organization that helps you analyze your current systems, improve on those systems, and move towards greatness. And then I also am an author coach, and I help people who are writing books to get to across the finish line and actually write a book that somebody wants to read. And then I'm an adjunct professor. Yes, I don't sit still well. I get it. And today I had the opportunity to interview somebody that let all of those worlds collide just a little bit. So my guest this week is Erin Bro. Erin is an educator. She teaches high school specifically, and she was one of our speakers at our AVID conference this summer in San Diego. And she did a beautiful job sharing her AVID story specifically. Now, if you listen to the episode, you'll learn what AVID is in her words. In my words, AVID helps educators get better at what they do so that students have options when they graduate. And we do that by giving people tools in their tool belt. Well, that by itself makes her a superstar. And Erin has this beautiful personality to go with it that makes her an even more exceptional superstar, if that's a thing. And so today I chose to bring her in, and you're listening to this tomorrow. I know that gets confusing. I'm recording it today. I got a chance to bring her in and talk to her about how what she does with these 14, 15 to 18, 19-year-olds changes the trajectory of the workforce. Because honestly, she's preparing our future. And we talked about some really cool stuff. One of the things that I thought was important to mention is that Gen Z is, I looked it up, 1997 to 2012. The students that were born in that space are our Gen Zers. So, really, our Gen Alphas, which is the next group down, are about 12 right now, right? Like, so they are on the younger end. The majority of the kids in high school right now through the age of 27 are indeed considered Gen Z. That's who's coming into our workforce. And we need to be thoughtful about meeting them where they are and causing the type of work environments that they're going to not only want to be a part of, but will be able to contribute to. So I need to go back to my definition of fun, because my definition of fun is that we make things, or that people think it's fun when they feel valued and appreciated, when they are given a voice and they're allowed to use it, and when they feel like they're contributing to the greater good. Frequently in the workspace, we tell people what to do instead of asking what they're good at. We force people into a box and say, this is your box. This is what you do. It's in the job description. Figure it out. Instead of recognizing that this person is really talented in this space and this person is really talented in that space, and I should let them work accordingly. And so it's not that we need to be wishy-washy or that we need to cater to everyone's needs. It's that we need to recognize that if people quit things that aren't fun and they're not having fun at work, they're going to quit. Well, if you don't have time for retraining and refinding people and all of that stuff, then you better keep the ones you have and help them be really good at their jobs. So I loved my conversation with Erin. We didn't get into the fact that she's a cowgirl or that she's an ex-ballroom dancer or that she's a girl hockey mom. Those are some really cool things that she is. But we did get into the idea of how do you get 30 humans to go in the same direction and come to a consensus. That's no small order. That's a tall order. And yet, as leaders, isn't that what we're doing every single day? Maybe you're in charge of 200 people or 500 people or 1,000 people, or maybe you're in charge of five. It doesn't matter how many. Getting people to all agree to go in a particular direction is no small feat. So, what do you do to make that happen? Well, first, you create some very clear targets. What is it we're trying to accomplish? And then what you don't do is you don't box them in to this is the only way to get to the target. You say, what are you good at? What's going to work? What isn't? And how can we all together get to that target? If you care so much about how you get there, then you often don't get the best product. So you've got to instead recognize that it's not how we get there, it's that we get there. And we need to get there under these constraints because without constraints, we're never good either. We've got to have specific constraints that say, all right, it needs to take this long, cost this much, and use this many people. Let's see what we can do. I love it when we can get creative at work and we can think about how might I leverage the talents of my team. But if you don't know what people are good at, then you're never going to be good at that. You can't leverage people's talents if you don't know what they are. So when I was teaching, I'll go way back to when I was in the classroom. I loved to get to know my kids and I recognize things like, and I'm dating myself a little because I'm old, but when I taught high school and I realized that I was not the best bulletin board maker on the planet. So I would ask my most talented art students, could you please make my bulletin boards for me? And they did a beautiful job, much better than I ever could have done. I didn't do the tasks that I knew were not my gifts. I stayed in my lane and I did the things that I was good at. And then I asked other students to fill in the gaps for me. And what that did is it gave ownership in the classroom. And if you fast forward to where I am today, I know that I'm not good at everything. I am very clear that I'm not good at everything. I know what I'm good at, but I also know the things that I'm like, yeah, that's not my lane. So I have learned to delegate the things that somebody else would actually really enjoy doing. Now, I don't give people tasks just because I don't want them. I give them tasks because I know I'm not good at them, and they are. We all have different gifts. So if you let people flourish in their gifts, they really do create better products than we ever could. Today, I want to encourage you to learn your people. Learn who you are first and foremost. Who am I in the workspace? Who am I in all the spaces? And how can I leverage that in what I do every day? So that's step 1. Step 2 is then to learn your people and to recognize, "Oh my gosh, this person is really great at that and I'm not. How can I let that person run with the ball and that I have handed them?" And then how can we make the best product together? So she said something really powerful. She said, a lack of confidence ends up being micromanagement. 100% true. And instead of micromanaging, the solution is to be a part of the solution team. Recognizing that it takes a team of people to be successful and not just one is a really, really powerful reminder. So, today, like any other day, my goal is to give you a nugget of wisdom. And I think today's nugget of wisdom is to recognize that whether you're working with Gen Z, who might be your own kids or might be coming through into the workplace and they're saying things that look and sound a little different than what you're used to, leverage that. Find out why. Figure out why they need it to be a certain way, and then how might that positively impact others in your building, in your workforce, in your space. And then do the same for every other generation. Recognize that people don't all need exactly the same things, and yet it does all work in harmony together if you're patient enough, kind enough, thoughtful enough to actually use it, to actually let people have that voice, to listen to the voice that they have. I hope that you are going to find something that you can do a little differently today because I really do want you to be the very best version of yourself. And I'm hopeful that Productive Joy helps you do exactly that. So, today, just like any other day, I want you to recognize that you can reach out to me, that you don't have to do this by yourself, and that I do either have the wisdom or know somebody who does to be able to help you figure some of these things out too. So whether that's that you just DM me on any social platform, you just look for Productive Joy or Dr. Christy McMullen, or you just email me. You can email me at Christy@aimwithus.com. You can also just do learningcanstick@gmail.com. Those are 2 different emails that you can send things to because I really, really want to know what you need. And I can't figure that out unless you tell me. So, as we're quickly wrapping up 2024, I want you to think about ways that you can indeed turn fun into action.